Bonsoir, bonsoir, bonsoir. Castries South. First of all, I want to thank all the candidates who are on the platform here tonight, and Mr. Guy Mears, Mr. Oswald Augustin for chairing the meeting tonight. But more importantly, I want to thank all of you for coming out tonight to support United Workers' Party. I want to be different tonight. We got to get down to business. When this new group of leaders came into United Workers' Party, we said we had to modernize the party. People said it could not be done. People said we could not change. We said that we are going to divide the party and the party would be destroyed. Well, here we are tonight, the United Workers' Party. I told you that when we talked about change, in order to first bring change to Stlucia, we must first change ourselves. And I am here tonight to say to you that we have completed the change inside of the United Workers' Party. And we are all here holding our hands together in support of the United Workers' Party. Now that we have this party, let the revolution begin. Because, ladies and gentlemen, we need a revolution in this country. I do not want it to be that this year when you go to the polling station that you are voting out the Labour Party. I want it because you are going to vote in the United Workers' Party. And that is what we have to start talking about now. Where are we going to take Stlucia? Where do we want to be represented in the history of the world? What do we want for the young people of our country? What do we want for the young entrepreneurs of our country? What do we want for the elderly people of our country? And where do we want to go as a people? I have said that we want this to be the best place to live. We want this to be the best place to work. And we want this to be the best place for people to come and visit. In essence, we want Stlucia to be the best. Because we are capable people. We are people that are prosperous. We are people that are entrepreneurial. We are people that are honest. We are God-loving people. And it is time for those qualities to come out in our country. Now, we had a leader and we had a party that was able to deliver that to the people of St. Lucia. We can look back at those days and say, those were the good days. Those were the great days. And it's time for us to bring back those great days. When Sir John came in 1964, there was only 2 secondary schools. We have how many secondary schools now? When he came in, we only had Castries. There was no proper roads. 90% of the people in St. Lucia did not have water. People did not have phones. We did not have TVs in your homes. We did not have telephones. But look what Sir John delivered from 1964 to 1997. The dam, Sir John. The Castries Harbor, Sir John. The marina, Sir John. The airport in Vieux Fort, Sir John. The West Coast Road, Sir John. The East Coast Road, Sir John. I am saying to you, even the road we are standing on here tonight, the Millennium Highway, was Sir John. And he did not suffer from tunnel vision. He suffered from vision and caring about the people of St. Lucia and about making us prosperous people. He is the one who went and fought for bananas in order to allow money to stay in the rural areas of this country, that people had money in their own pocket. They didn't have to rely on STEP or NICE. They didn't have to rely on government handouts. They were able to earn their own money, build their own house, send their children to school, send their children to hospitals, and take care of their family. That is what United Workers' Party was about. But here's the truth. It is difficult in our lifetimes to find another Sir John. Alan Chastanet is not another Sir John. But these men and women working together, we can be as good, if not greater, than what Sir John did. But in order for that to happen, you must believe. You must want better for your family. You must want better for your country. And that is why I'm saying to you that the revolution has begun. And don't be scared of that word revolution. Revolution doesn't necessarily mean war. Revolution means accepting change, knowing that we can do better and that we can come together and we are going to create a revolution. Because to make up for the damage that Kenny Anthony and the Labour Party have done for the last 20 years in this country, we need a revolution. No longer is it acceptable that we cannot afford to send our family members to a hospital. Healthcare is not a service. Healthcare is a basic human right. And the men and women on this platform are committed to providing healthcare, affordable quality healthcare to all St. Lucians. And we must accept one basic principle, that in order for us to have a proper healthcare service in St. Lucia, every single St. Lucian must have healthcare insurance. Let us not fool ourselves. No government by itself can pay for healthcare. You cannot sit every year and budget how many people are going to get sick. It cannot work so. You cannot go to the hospital and the hospital is not compensated for the services it's done. Because if you keep doing that and you go to the well too often, the well will become dry. It means that everybody who goes to a hospital, they must pay for their services. And the only way we can ensure that all St. Lucians can afford to pay for healthcare is that every single St. Lucian, whether you're young, old, employed, or unemployed, you must have healthcare insurance. That's what this party believes in. And it's not about whether that we think we can afford that. We must be able to make that happen. Because in our conscience, in our heart, we know that that is the basic human right that everyone should have. When you walk around St. Lucia and you ask people about education, even the basic, simplest person can tell you, we are not producing young people that can deliver growth and prosperity for our country. The young people today are not getting the education to match the jobs that are available. And we are now depending too heavily on foreigners to come here to do those jobs for us. We're not benefiting from the talent that we have in this country. So it means that we have to change the curriculum. We cannot have an institution like the Ministry of Education that is executing education and also evaluating themselves. So there has to be a change in the education process to ensure that there's connection. The people, we need the churches to sit on that curriculum board. We need to bring God back into the lives of all of our people. We need to bring faith back into the lives of all St. Lucians. Family has to be the cornerstone of who we are. Because when we talked about the past, we talked about the character of who we were as St. Lucians. The cornerstone of that is family. So today when you come to the South, and young people, in order to get a job, must leave the South, leave their children, leave their family network, and come and live in a ghetto in Castries in order to be able to get a job. That is not right. And there's a solution to that problem. But we have a government today that cannot think outside of the box. We have a government today that does not care about the people of St. Lucia. How do we know that? The government of St. Lucia is prepared to defy the British government. The British government made a request to St. Lucia to eliminate the immunity of Jufali. But Kenny Anthony and his government would rather defend Jufali than to defend the people that voted and put him into the government. He is less accountable to us. And what is the cost to the people of St. Lucia? The cost of the people of St. Lucia is their dignity. The cost of the people of St. Lucia could be the potential of eliminating or reducing or losing the visa access into the UK market. I met a young lady in Miku. And she said to me, Mr. Chastanet, I have been to England 5 times in my life. And every time I go to England, nobody troubles me. Take care next time I go to England, they don't let me inside there. And who? Who is Mr. Jufali? Why is the government so intent on protecting him? I don't care that Jufali is getting divorced. I have no love for Jufali's wife. I don't care about those things. What I care about is the people of St. Lucia. That's who I care for. And no government should be able to make a decision that is going to reduce the prosperity of St. Lucians. And when you turn away the friends of St. Lucia, England, United States of America, Canada, and Europe, then you are doing something to hurt all St. Lucians. And that is unacceptable. Up to now, Kenny Anthony does not want to answer the real question. The real question is, what has Jufali done for St. Lucia? Love is not enough. You cannot live on love alone. You need more than love. He cannot explain to us what he has done. So when you have a government that is prepared to lie to the people of St. Lucia, how can you keep them there? How are they going to do the things that make sense to the people of St. Lucia? Impacts. I listen to the Prime Minister, but I think that sometimes when he speaks these days, he himself does not listen to what he is saying. He said that there is a division of power in our country. Well, as a constitutional lawyer, I hope that he would know that. That there's a difference between the executive branch, which is cabinet, and the judiciary, which is the DPP and the court system. So I ask you, when in the history of St. Lucia has the executive branch ever been involved in a criminal investigation? When? Why would the Jamaican policeman come to St. Lucia and work with the Prime Minister instead of working with the DPP? The laws of St. Lucia require that all evidence in a criminal investigation be handed over to the DPP. But you have the Minister of Justice saying that the evidence that they had was too sensitive and they could not give it to the DPP. Have you ever heard such nonsense in your life? That grown men who are supposed to represent the people of this country have no fear, have lost all ethics, have lost all their moral compass, can lie to the people of St. Lucia so blatantly, and they offer us no solutions, that people continue to suffer. Why is it that Antigua and Dominica and Grenada and Barbados are seeing economic growth in the same world economy, but St. Lucia continues to decrease? Negative growth. This is a government that only provides excuses and does not provide solutions. Let me give you, my brothers and sisters, a very painful experience. This is a government that says that they care. This is a government that says that they are capable of running this country. Let us assume that they have every reason why they should not have opened up the new hospital. Okay? The European hospital. A gift that was negotiated by United Workers' Party. You tell me that the one thing that Dr. Jufali is going to bring to St. Lucia is what? A diabetes research center. Something that is so helpful to St. Lucians. But you did not announce that when you met Dr. Jufali. It's only when the appointment of Dr. Jufali was made public that you came out and you said, oh, Dr. Jufali is going to bring this research center to St. Lucia. We all know that diabetes is a big problem in St. Lucia. In the new hospital, as we speak today, for the last 3 years, the dialysis lab is ready to be opened. And in that dialysis lab, there are 11 dialysis machines just sitting there. And meanwhile, we have people who are begging to get on the list at Tapion, at St. Jude, and at Victoria, who have to wait for what? Have to wait for somebody to die to be able to get their access. And by the time they get the access, it may be too late. But there is 11 machines sitting there ready to go. That this government could not have seen the need of the people of this country and open it up. I bring that to you tonight, but I have asked Dr. Mondesi at our next public meeting to give us a full analysis on that. But I bring it up to you tonight to say to you that this is not a government that cares about the people of St. Lucia. This is a government that does not have any ideas in how to be able to benefit the people of St. Lucia. But Alan Chastanet and United Workers' Party, with this team of men and women, we are committed to the cause of making St. Lucia great again. We are going to bring back those glory days of where the family meant something. We're going to bring back those days where you had your own money in your own pocket and you could go on vacation anywhere in the world. When you said you were St. Lucian, people knew you as prosperous people. People knew you as great people. We want to bring back those days again. But with the greatest will that we may have, we cannot do that alone. We are going to need your help. We need a soldier of people. We need people who are willing to fight on the ground. And as Guy Joseph says, we need to stand up to this Labour government. When they put the gas tax on, and they said I was lying. They said it's not true that they were taking an extra $3. But I knew that they were. And thankful, there were thousands of St. Lucians who supported us. And we went out and we marched together. And we got the government to change the price. Guess what? All the people in customs who used to get that number, that information is no longer available. So since the march, we cannot find out what the CIF price of gas is. So I have no idea if the price is correct. All we know is the price has come down. But you need to do the math for yourself. When the price was at $55 a barrel, we were getting gas at the pumps for $10.75. A price of a barrel of oil now is $30. And we're paying only $1 less than that. I think that that is wrong. But it shows you that if we do not stand up to this government, they will not do the right thing. That instead of choosing the people of St. Lucia, this government chose Dr. Jafali. Instead of doing the right thing with regards to impacts and staying out of the investigation and allowing for the justice system to take care of it, the Prime Minister chose to control it himself. At who? At the expense. It is unprecedented in the history of this country that 3 ambassadors would arrive here and hold a public conference and say to the government that in 3 months' time we're coming back to determine where the investigation is. And what does the Prime Minister do? Instead of taking that seriously, he is going to pay money for a lobbying firm in the United States of America to try to stop the Americans from putting pressure on them. Does that make sense? Is that doing the right thing? Does that represent the character of who we are? Does that represent the values of St. Lucians who want fairness and justice and who are honest people? We have a government today that does not represent the qualities of the values of who we are. This party has a plan. Let us talk about some of those things. Castries needs to be an employment machine. When you go to Castries at 4:30 in the afternoon, it's dead. All the waterfront development, the greatest value of land that we have, it's not generating any jobs. We want to see the redevelopment of Castries. They're talking about closing down VG Airport. Our party says no. People are building airports, not closing airports down. We want to see that Castries becomes a capital for corporations for the Caribbean. How are we going to do that? We want to put together a conference facility at where the old CYC is. We want to be able to put hotel rooms for business people in Castries. Why? At nighttime, where are those people going to go? Castries to eat, Castries for entertainment. Castries will be alive. We want to see the OACS headquarters moved into Castries. We want to see the regional courthouse built in Castries. We want to see Prince Arthur Basin not filled with empty containers. We wanted to see it filled with offices and shops and restaurants and jobs for the young people of this country. We want to see Castries to be a great country, a great capital. When you go to Barbados, how long does it take you to drive to the Hilton Hotel? How long does it take you when you go to Port of Spain to drive into town? Here we have an airport where you can arrive and you can be at your conference facility in 3 minutes. Where have you known a country that has built a building and leaves the building empty for over 2 years, paying interest on that building and not being productive in our economy? And that the same government wants to go around now and build 2 new buildings and they can't even fill that one building. These are a group of people who have lost their way. Somebody said it right. They have lost the moral authority to govern this country. But ladies and gentlemen, my friends, my brothers and sisters, if we are going to have change, our party has made the necessary changes. We have made those difficult decisions. And yes, it has not been easy. We have sat in rooms and we have fought with each other. But at the end of the day, we came out committed to the same cause. I'm asking you to come and join us in the revolution. I'm asking you to start from tonight. Help us. Go house to house. Make sure your neighbor, make sure every family member you have, and even when you have enemies, ask them the question, is their name on the voters list? Make sure that they know that the change is only beginning, and the change can only happen if you put your tiqua on that day of the elections. To the young people, I want to say to you, this idea that you don't have to vote, or you will not vote, there's no such thing as not voting in our society. Whoever wins is who you voted for. If you want change, you have to become a member of the party and have a say. That is what this party has opened up. This is going to be a party of the people, for the people. And how are we going to do that? When you come to our meetings, your voice counts just the same as the political leader. All of us have one vote together. All of us are going to learn how to make those difficult decisions together. We can only become great if we're all committed to it. I'm asking all of you tonight, come and join the army of the United Workers' Party, and let us be great again. Thank you very, very much.